Well, what an amazing day today. We're in Jetzendorf, Germany. We're with Tudor Dragomir, and we are at the Lowa plant. And this place blows my mind. Thought we'd come here, see some big fancy factory with all kinds of machines, and these boots are handmade. Every machine has a person. There's all kinds of people doing separate jobs, right down to the lady who puts the boots in the box and wraps the paper around them. It's all done by hand. You've got a pretty proud and long-standing tradition here, don't you?
Yeah, we have been building boots here in Jetzendorf for 95 years, and we're doing boots and ollie boots. We are focusing on these products, and we know how to do it, and we are very proud of doing this.
Oh man, I've been wearing Lowe's for 15 plus years, and they are my go-to boot. You've got a cutaway boot there, and you just look at all the different layers there, and even the different thicknesses of the foam. It's not all one thickness. The leather is cut to different thicknesses, and it's all designed for a purpose. The R&D that goes into these boots is years before you actually bring a boot to market, isn't it?
Yes, there's a lot of experience that we have there, and it's keep on evaluating, and we're looking in new technologies and new techniques, and we're adapting things by very, very small steps, but always with the same purpose: improving the boot, having a better quality, having better comfort, and having better features.
I love leather boots. You guys don't cheap out on the leather at all. We kind of did a little tour through your warehouse today, and there's like stacks and stacks of leather, and there's different thicknesses, different styles of leather, and it all comes from Europe.
Yes, all the materials, all the raw materials are coming from Europe, but leather in particular, it's an expensive part of the boot, and this comes here for the Camino. It comes from a German leather manufacturer. We're using also some Italian suppliers. It takes a lot of time to get good leather because you have to treat, you have to split first of all, you have to treat the surface, you have to have the hydrophobic treatment, which gives the waterproofness. So there's a lot of work into the leather before we get to the quality that we see here in the boot.
Now, you're saying this leather is hydrophobic on the outside, which helps it be waterproof. I mean, it's got a Gore-Tex liner in this one, which also, but it also allows that moisture from your sweating foot out. And you were saying, and I never knew this till today, that the molecules of sweat are actually smaller than the molecules of water. And that's how you can get it down to that science where you can let the moisture out, but keep it from coming in.
Exactly. The waterproofness of the boot is permitted by a good quality of leather, which is hydrophobic treated and supported by the Gore-Tex membrane to make it completely waterproof. In the other direction, the water vapor and the moisture inside of the boot is transported easily to the outside through the Gore-Tex membrane and through the leather.
So maybe grab that sole. And that's just more than a chunk of rubber that goes on the bottom, isn't it? There's a lot of technology in this.
Exactly. The sole package here is made of a rubber outsole and a PU midsole. The PU is a polyurethane material. It's very interesting because it has a quality which is shock absorption, and the shock absorption is given the whole lifetime of your boot. It gets compressed a little bit, but it goes back to its original position. This is different from other foams which are used in the boot construction and which are getting compressed, as you know it from running shoes. You have to change your footwear quite often. Here, the PU will give you basically the shock absorption the whole lifetime of your boot. It's though a little bit heavier material, so that's why we're drilling some holes here to save some weight, and that's a good part of it. It's supported also by some harder material which is built inside, which is TPU, and this is part of our pronation supination support, and it's going to support your natural movement to avoid overpronation or over supination.
Amazing. I always kind of laugh. People will buy boots and then they got to spend another $100 on insoles to make those boots comfortable. A sole like this, more than once I forgot to put my insoles back in my boots. Didn't even notice. Put them on, went hiking for the day, and got home and I forgot my insoles. They were just as comfortable. So the tour of this factory, you just watch the people working here. You can tell they really love what they're doing. They're very skilled at what they're doing. This place, you could eat off the floor up there. It is so clean. It's just amazing. And we looked at some of your testing facilities too. Nothing goes out of here that isn't tested. You test the leather, you test the abrasion resistance of your fabrics, waterproofness. there's one person looks at every pair of boots before it goes in a box too, isn't there?
Correct. Yeah, there's a lot of testing at development stage, but there's also testing during production process, and there's a testing, of course, at the end.
I want to thank you so much.
Thanks for coming.
This has been an absolute pleasure. I learned so much about boots today. I'm a lot smarter.